You have once again entered the world of survival horror. Good luck! Alright, so I think our next objective should be to avenge our best friend in the whole wide world, Richard. Richard? What's happening? Who, of course, perished in the last video due to snake bite. Big snake bite. We're gonna grab our bazooka that we got from our other dead best friend, Forest Spire, who died due to crow. Instead of eating crow, the crows ate him. How bad do you have to be eaten by a crow to death? Just run away. Just get out of there. I would simply just not be killed by a crow. So yeah, bazooka time. I hate the way the bazooka looks in this game. I think it looks like a Power Rangers bazooka. I don't know. I have no other way to describe it other than it looks like a Power Rangers weapon, or like if this was like a Jill Valentine action figure, she would come with a bazooka that looked like this. That like you flick the back of it and the rocket shoots out or something. I don't know. Not a big fan of this bazooka. Although I do think the infinite ammo rocket launcher in the remake looks like this bazooka, I think. I think that was supposed to be what that was going for. I don't remember. But yeah, not a great look. Not a great design. But I mean, as long as it functions like a grenade launcher, which is basically what it is, that's fine by me. So let's avenge Richard. Whose name I don't remember. Richard Aiken. Never mind. No, I do know. Yeah. I'm the Resident Evil lore master. Of course I know his name's Richard Aiken. So there's a dude in this hallway. Just ignore him. I'm pretty sure that if you ignore him and just go right into this room, I think he just disappears. Like, I literally don't think that guy ever comes back. Richard's also really funny because the guy who played him in the new movie was like really hyping up his role in the movie, and I like saying like, we're gonna do this movie right. The games are gonna be, you know, brought to the screen unlike the old movies. And then Richard had like 2 lines in the movie, I think, and the movie was somehow worse than the original W.S. Anderson movie. So I don't quite get that. Also, the remake really makes Richard way more of a bro than in this game. In this game, Richard just dies very unceremoniously, whereas in the remake, obviously he gets kind of a cool heroic moment where he comes in and saves Jill from Yawn, and gets to die a nice heroic death. I don't remember how poison works in this game. I think it's always bringing your health down, but I don't know if it'll just kill you. Like, if you don't treat the poison quick enough, I don't remember if you just straight up die or not. So right now I'm trying to get out of this room as quickly as possible, pick up the shotgun shells, pick up the moon crest, and then get the hell out of here before Jill just drops dead and I have to fight Yawn again. The boss fights are probably the part of the game that I am the worst at. I feel like I'm never confident enough fighting the bosses. If this was the analog version, I think I might like have a better time.
Am I poisoned? Give me the serum.
So I believe there are a couple different ways for that to play out. In the remake, there definitely are a couple different ways, but I think you always get poisoned in this version. Whereas the remake, you can make it out of that fight without getting poisoned. So I think I took way too much damage, which caused me to pass out. Which, first off, is fine. It gives you a full heal. But second off, it warps you to this room, which I actually wanted to be in anyway. So I really don't mind that happened, that Jill got poisoned there. Obviously, things play out very differently when you play as Chris, but again, if I'm playing this original game, I'm never playing Chris's story because it's not as funny. You don't get to experience Barry. So unfortunately, Mo, Larry, and Curly do need to be taken out now. They are very hilariously easy to dodge in this hallway. But eventually this area is going to get very annoying. So I want to clear them out just to be able to, you know, keep my sanity later on in the game. I love the noise of the handgun in this game. It just sounds like a pop gun. I don't know. Here's a room, a fairly lucrative room in here. It also means we can get rid of the armor key because we have unlocked every single door that it unlocks, so that's a good thing. You know, that's why I did that video before where I cleaned up a bunch of the Spencer Mansion. Gives you good items, and it also clears out your inventory later. We don't have to waste a spot in the box with the key. We could just get rid of the key. So in here, I believe there are shotgun shells. Yep. Because I don't know about you, but this is where I keep my shotgun shells, in a locked desk. Over here, there is also a clip for the handgun. And this is an item we don't technically need to pick up because we already got the shotgun. This shotgun you would put in the ceiling room to stop the ceiling from coming down. And then you can switch it with this one. But the only reason I'm picking this up is to examine it. It's too dangerous to fire. Does it have another use? Does it have another use is a fantastic sentence. And you have to really think about like how many people that typo went through to get into the final game. Like the translators had to go through it. I assume there are people who like test the game. There are people who probably go over every single line of dialogue to make sure that things aren't misspelled in localization. Just the amount of people that had to go through to be able to put does in this game. That's insane. Does anybody working on this game spell check? I guess not. So now we're going to grab every single crest that we currently have in our inventory, which is all of them. We don't need any more. I don't know why I said it like that. And we're gonna kind of just wrap up the mansion for right now. At least this part of the mansion. There's still a lot in here that we have not explored yet. Now, one thing I really love about this game, and I've always loved about the series, is that the zombies don't respawn. This game, and all of the games really, would be about 1,000 times more annoying if, when you killed a zombie, they would just respawn the next time you come through. That would be such a waste of ammo. So, for the most part in this game, when you kill an enemy, it stays dead. You know, it does not come back. Making people like me, who kill all the zombies in my way, you know, happy and not have to, and not, you know, waste every single bullet that you have on you. So this is the area where I was talking about. I was thinking that this dude was still in here. I genuinely didn't remember this. I probably always go out of my way to kill him. Like I said, that's how I play these games. I thought he was, was here. I was genuinely shocked that he just disappeared. So that's kind of a freebie. You don't even have to worry about that guy. This is another area where the remake is significantly harder, because I think there's 2 enemies in this room? I think you have to dodge 2 zombies, because there's definitely one in here. But there's also a dude, I think just in the room normally. So you have to either kill 2 enemies or dodge 2 enemies. So that's kind of annoying. Also, in the remake, the room is clearly very dark when you enter it, whereas in this one, it just looks as bright as all the other rooms. So when you're like, what do you mean it's too dark? I can see this room perfectly fine. But we have ink ribbons here that we can't pick up. Oops. And let's see, what's over here? Nothing, because I can't go in the room. What do we got here? We got grenade rounds that I can't pick up. Cool. This is a nice little distraction that I did here. Let's just get out of this room, huh? Seems like a pretty good idea. So what I'm going to go do right now is what we're actually supposed to do, which is just drop off these medals where they're supposed to go. Again, there's like a couple of different steps you have to take in the remake before you get to this part. Like, you got to deal with all the death masks, and then you can get to this part of the game. Like, obviously there's no Lisa Trevor in this game, which is, I think, one of the best things that the remake offered as a difference, you know, between the two. I think the Lisa Trevor stuff really works. It enhances the story of the game. Lisa Trevor is one of my favorite, like, enemies, if you want to call her that. So the fact that this game doesn't have that means it's, you know, it's a little bit, I guess, more focused. It's a little bit shorter. I'm going to equip the shotgun, which I don't really like wasting these bullets yet. I like wasting these on, or using them, because it's not a waste when I'm using it on other enemies, on bosses and, you know, bigger enemies. I think in the remake there's also a dude down this hallway. So I've always got remake brain. I'm always like this dude here. And then when I turn the corner, I'm like, oh, okay, he's not there. But yeah, I'm going to use the shotgun on this dog, because I genuinely hate the dogs. The dogs are the worst enemies in this game. They are so annoying to hit. And by far, the thing I hate fighting the most in this entire game. So I'm just going to look at the puzzle, just show what the actual, like, thing here is. The stars will begin to appear in the sky, and a wind will blow towards the ground. And the gate of new life will open. Who builds... Hashtag who builds this shit? So yeah, just place these in. Thankfully you don't have to do it like, oh, you're not facing the correct one. They just put them in for you, which is very nice. Speaking of very nice, before we go through that area, we are going to go back to the room that I lit up with the candle. But I'm not going to make you watch me traverse that entire area again, so through the superpower of editing, we are just magically in this room where we are going to pick up the ink ribbons that we left behind. And of course, the grenade rounds, which are going to be very useful. Anytime you get some sort of like heavy weapon ammo is always a good thing. We cannot leave these behind. And again, thankfully I'm not going to make you watch me walk all the way back to the item box. We are just going to magically be transported there through the other item that we picked up, which is the warp belt, which is a very rare item. So we're just going to put this stuff away. You know, there's certain items that we don't really need right now, like the ink ribbons, the bazooka rounds, and the lighter we don't really need. And we're going to say farewell to the mansion for a little bit. It's probably not going to be that long, though. Just to put that out there. It's going to be a very, very short trek out of here. We'll probably be back in a video. Be back to the horrible wallpapered walls of the Spencer Mansion. Yeah, that's one of the things I think the remake does better too, is there's more like outside areas. You get to see more of the like area surrounding the Spencer Mansion, which is nice. This is another area that always throws me off. Like right where that wall on the left side of the screen is, there's usually a door over there that leads to I believe it leads to Lisa Trevor's little house. So, whenever I'm not playing the remake, I always get very, like, whoa, where'd that door go? And there's always a first aid spray up there, too, which is nice. I don't think we've encountered a first aid spray other than the one that you started with. Jill's gonna learn how to crank that. But yeah, most of the, like, layout in this game is the same as it is across this game and the remake, but there are just certain, like, alternate areas that feel like, oh shit, I don't actually know where I am right now because this area is supposed to be here and it's not. Or this area is here and I don't remember this being here before. So it's always hard to keep track, like, which game you're playing, like, what is where, and which area exists, which area doesn't. This is really the best, like, outside area that you get of the Spencer Mansion. Obviously, the remake, you go through, like, the forest area, which has always been one of my favorite areas in that game. Just very moody and atmospheric. We got ourselves a nice little foomph there. Full motion video. It's actually, FMV actually stands for funny movie Valentine. Yeah. Funny Mommy Valentine. Which is my nickname for Jill. Now this is a little bit tighter than in the remake, just because, again, I'm playing this with the D-pad. You don't have fantastic control over the character, so I always feel like the snakes are way more on your heels than usual. And speaking of things being on your heels, this section right here is probably my least favorite area in the entire game. From here until we get into the guardhouse, I hate traversing this area just because, again, it's filled with dogs. I feel like the dogs are way more annoying in this version because they're harder to hit. So killing them is always a waste of time, in my opinion. It's a waste of ammo, and you're probably going to get hit by them. So I never like doing it. So I always just try and run away from them. But I always feel like they're way more rabid in this game than they are in, I would say, basically any other Resident Evil game. The remake of this, 2, 3, any of the games, I think they're way worse. So we are now in the guard shack, which we will explore fully, you know, in the next video, but this save room right here is probably my favorite save room in the remake. I love the way it looks. It's probably got the best atmosphere of any save room in the game. Maybe even the series. It actually might be my favorite save room. Just a cool looking one. But join me in the next one where we explore more of the guardhouse. Find out what kind of new threats we face. So see you next time.